Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Magic Vacations TV, coming to you this week from the first class cabin on board Emirates 777 here in Dublin Airport. We're delighted to be joined by Enda Corneal, Country Manager for Emirates. Enda, first of all, thank you so much for organising everything today. To be back in Dublin Airport and what's more, to get on the plane was just fantastic. Can I just ask you to start off with, can you tell us a little bit about the Emirates operation here in Dublin?
Yeah, I mean, we operate a three-class service on the Irish route. So we've got economy class, business class and first class. 310 seats in economy. Each seat has its own personalised on-demand video. This is the ICE system, which contains 4,500 channels of entertainment.
Which is fantastic, by the way, because I mean, you can just while away hours on this. There's computer games, there's TV episodes, there's movies, you name it.
So full meal service, very comfortable seat. You move into business class then, we have 42 business class seats. Obviously wider seat pitch, the screen is slightly bigger. The meal service is a choice of starters and main course and wines. And then of course we have first class, which is our flagship product, where we serve Dom Perignon champagne, a choice of wines, food is on demand, and an award-winning service, Bowers & Wilkins headphones. I think it's a 26 or 27-inch HD screen. But I mean, it's very important that every customer on board deserves the best experience possible. We have a huge number of passengers who travel with an economy, business and first. And it's a misnomer that Emirates is a shiny brand that's all about the front of the cabin. We carry significant numbers of nurses between Ireland and India, significant numbers of doctors between Ireland and the Philippines and Pakistan, customers going on their holidays, people visiting their grandchildren in Australia. So we're serving a very wide spectrum of customers, and I suppose what makes Emirates better than everybody else, and our strapline is Fly Better, is that your experience will be better. The aircraft will be better, the seat will be better, the food will be better, the wine will be better, and your overall experience will be better.
And I suppose, the one thing that it's important to remember is that people are nearly conditioned now that they have to pay for everything. You have to pay for the bag, you have to pay for your meal, if you want to get a drink. And of course, Emirates is a full-service airline.
You don't put your hand in your pocket, and yet you're getting top quality entertainment, food and drink, and as you say, for everyone on board. And it's something is new to some passengers. I mean, we live in a world of low-cost carriers, of paying for things, so it's a nice novelty to fly with an airline that will look after you and give you that experience without you having to pay extra for it. Once you buy your ticket, that's it. Every customer receives a pack when they board, which contains a mask, hand sanitizer, gloves, and all of that. The food offering now is actually as what people would expect, so it's not boxed food or whatever, it's the normal service. It's our obligation to make sure that people enjoy the flight, but do so safely. So huge amount of work gone into that. And if you look at Dubai, for people transferring through Dubai, again, an awful lot of work has gone into ensuring that Dubai is sterile, is safe, screens, every measure you could imagine, social distancing. And it's really all to give confidence to customers that it's safe to fly with Emirates.
And just touching on that, I suppose, the flight obviously goes from Dublin into Dubai, but Dubai is a hub then that feeds into the entire network.
That's right. If you can imagine a bicycle wheel with Dubai as the hub, so to speak, Dublin is a spoke, as is New York, as is Taiwan, as is Johannesburg. So all of our operation goes into Dubai, and we collect passenger traffic from 5 continents and redistribute it to 163 destinations over Dubai. So it's a hub and spoke model.
And I suppose people, they sometimes find it hard to believe that Singapore is now a one-stop destination. Bangkok, Sydney, Perth. You get on in Dublin, you change in Dubai, and then it's pretty much direct onto your destination.
Absolutely, and there's an increasing trend of customers taking time out in Dubai on those journeys, maybe taking some time out on the way out or on the way back, or indeed both. But certainly our operation since we started in 2012 has really made the world smaller and brought these destinations, as you say, within one stop of Dublin Airport.
Yeah, now Dubai for us is such a huge seller, very family orientated. Of course you have Atlantis, absolutely fantastic, everything along Jumeirah Beach. And for us as well, at the moment we have a huge seller with our MSC cruises going out from December right up to March, flying with Emirates. then you cruise right around the Arabian Peninsula, in and out of Dubai, and then back again. It really is, it's hassle-free.
Absolutely. I mean, Dubai is a huge destination now for us out of Ireland. And the infrastructure that has been built in Dubai for the cruise market has facilitated expansion of the MSC offering. And it's a huge seller for us. And as you say, Atlantis is a hugely popular resort. You link that with the cruise and you really have a very interesting excursion, an interesting holiday.
Yeah, it really is. And I think, you know what, we're all craving sun. Winter sunshine is the one thing that we have been missing for the last 2 years. And can I just ask you, from Ireland, what are some of those top selling destinations or the trend that you're seeing for the tail end of this year into 2022?
We're seeing huge demand for Dubai, but allied to that, huge demand for the Maldives, Mauritius, the Seychelles. The Indian Ocean, very, very popular. And I suppose Irish people just want some sunshine.
Yeah, we all want some sunshine.
And not to have to travel too far. I mean, within 3, 4, 5 hours run of Dubai, you've got the whole Indian Ocean at your disposal.
Yeah. And I suppose, you know what, the trend that we're seeing is that people are deciding to go for longer, and also we're getting lots of inquiries about, well, look, yeah, maybe I'll go economy out and go business back, or, you know, I don't have to go in the same cabin out and back. There is total flexibility in relation to how you get your ticket.
I think you're right. I think that there will be a trend for people making that trip count. So rather than doing a lot of short trips, going to the Maldives, going to Mauritius, going to Australia, and really making it count. And allied to that, I think people are treating themselves more, and gone are the days where business class was the preserve of business people.
Yeah.
I think people are choosing, as you say, to maybe travel in one direction, treat themselves in business class or indeed first class, and come back in a different class. And that flexibility exists.
Yeah, and I think as well for honeymoons, I mean, the Indian Ocean and honeymoons, they kind of go together straight off anyway. Fantastic destinations. But I think as well, just one thing that I did want to mention was you have so many people from last year that couldn't travel, and from this year that couldn't travel. They basically have all been moved over to next year. So, you know, availability is going to be a problem as well. I mean, it's not a hard sell telling people, listen, you know, to buy your ticket now, but the reality is you have such a transfer of people over the last year and a half that are all going next year.
Absolutely, and I think you've got a lot of pent-up demand. People at home, maybe working from home, living with the kids, want to get a break, want to get some sunshine.
Yeah.
I think there'll be enormous demand, and it's, you know, airlines like ourselves with a sizable long-haul fleet, like we've 150 777s, 117 A380s, the biggest number any airline has. I think that level of capacity will be able to satisfy that demand. I think the range of destinations that Emirates offers, from the Maldives and the Indian Ocean right through to Thailand and the Philippines and Malaysia, I think it'll feed into that. But I think you're right. I think people will really want to make this next holiday after COVID count.
Can I just ask you one thing? I've seen a few articles just in the last year or so specifically talking about the cargo element. And again, I thought it was very interesting to think that yes, you're in economy or business, but yet underneath in the belly of the aircraft, there is such a wide selection of cargo that you carry.
Absolutely. I mean, 25 tons of cargo capacity is in the belly of each of our 777s. And we carry anything from pharmaceuticals, live animals, food. It's interesting, 1 in 20 COVID vaccinations have been carried by Emirates.
Really?
Somewhere in the world. Through
God,
Dubai.
that's
so it's
amazing.
significant, and it has been a huge contributor to the business, and it's kept supply lines open for Irish exporters. So it's economically has been a very a benefit to the country.
My last question to you is about vaccinations and about will that be necessary to travel, or how do you think that's going to play out from an Emirates point of view?
As an airline flying globally, we will adhere to whatever restrictions or any requirements are put in place, but I think it still has to be determined.
Fantastic. Well, listen, again, thank you so much. Today has just been fantastic to be back in an airport, but even more so to be on an aircraft.
And thank you, John, and hopefully your customers and our customers will get to fly with us and enjoy that service very soon.
Fantastic.